When you were growing up, obviously, having looked at the high school book and the shows around that, there was tension, obviously, between you and your sister. How did songwriting figure into that?
It was so exciting to discover that we could do this and that we could write songs and sing and perform them together was thrilling and so unifying and so, so special and unique. But it also added tension and something else for us to fight over and something else for us to disagree with each other about. And that's carried on. I'm 40 and I still feel that way. And, so it's, like anything in life, I think that there are certainly significant pros to being in a band with my sister and to share, this existence with her and this job with her. And then there are also just it's hard. If I was in a band with you, it would be hard. It's just challenging. It's challenging to have to try to figure this stuff out.
So how separate or together is the actual process?
It's interesting because I think what struck me when I went back and started writing about that time, I think that I wrote about our experience of discovering that we could write songs and writing songs and performing them and recording them. I really thought about it in isolation. Like I do remember spending a tremendous amount of time alone doing it. But what I discovered from the demos, so here is okay, this is not memory. This is evidence, I was shocked at how much collaboration there was on the demos. And, now it's as soon as it was sort of like seeing a photograph or a video, as soon as I heard the songs, it was as if a whole chamber of my memory unlocked. And I was like, right, we did do a lot of collaborating and writing together. But I think because the adult version of our band has required so much solitary songwriting, so much, collaboration over the internet and, sending sessions. We're a very modern band in that we very rarely are in the same space until we go to the studio to record the song. I love that Tegan and I spend so much time on our own doing what we do because in some ways by collaborating, it's really special when it happens, but it also is this kind of muddling of our unique voices. And when sometimes the further apart we are, sometimes the more interesting what we write is, because we're not influencing each other and we're not saying, oh, well, don't say it like that, or don't sing it like that, or what's that word, And I think in some ways our little idiosyncrasies, like what I like or what Tegan likes, we add that stuff at the end when we're in the studio, but in the early stages, it's actually nice not to have Tegan telling me what to do.
What was the process in terms of not so much rewriting, but re-recording those demos or turning them into songs? Tell us a little bit about that sort of activity.
One of the sort of suggestions from Tegan right away was, look, we write about the music that we wrote in high school. People are going to want to hear it. They're going to want to hear it. They're going to want to hear the demos, but would it be something that we should consider to re-record this stuff so people can hear it as we are now? And, I liked the idea because it also gave us an opportunity, I think, to go back and correct or fix a wrong that when we were teenagers, we recorded all this material and then we would just discard it. We would be like, oh, that song sucks now. We don't want it. We played it for a week. We're over it. And we never really gave the material the time to sort of grow and we didn't really, we thought, you're a teenager and you're doing this new trick and it's I'll be able to write 1 million songs. Who cares about this one? I loved going back and hearing this raw music that was so unself-conscious. And I thought to myself, let's go back into the studio and let that music be heard this time. We owe it to these young Tegan and Sara's to let their music be heard and not correct it too much. Just let it be what it is.